up, guys? I don't know what these intros are. I'm always screaming and yelling. But we're going to clean the Honda today. I just want you guys to show a before and after. I'm going to do a thorough detail of this car. The seats are not going to come out, but I'm definitely going to be giving a good cleaning today. Let me show you. So you got this done and all that. It is not very dirty, but I do have like a lot of junk in the back seat that's getting taken out. Yeah, laundry's today. So definitely a lot of trash. And this just happens from just having a busy life in general. No excuse for me having it so damn dirty, but I'm going to scrub it thoroughly, give it a good detail, and vacuum it. And then on another note, I'm returning some stuff to Amazon. I didn't need these tie rods. They showed up way too late. And I didn't know that these Mook parts are obviously sometimes faked very often, and I did not know that. Little did I know. So if you did not know that, today I will teach you that some Mook parts are fake. And I did not know that. First of all, this box came like this, which is kind of crazy. Usually they're pretty sturdy boxes. They don't just tear apart like this. That's how you know, number one, it's fake. Because usually they're pretty generous about the adhesive that they put in to make sure that these boxes don't fall apart. And then I'm returning this microphone. I got it off Amazon for $10. You guys can see it on my part 1 video, my 500 subscribers celebration. But yeah, it's horrible too. So normally you can go to your local Staples and stuff like that to drop off packages. That's what I do, just because it's more convenient for me. And all you need for that, I don't know if you guys know this, but you just need a little QR code that you get when you're about to return stuff, and you just bring it to your Staples, because most Staples have a Amazon drop-off, so it's actually pretty good. And then some UPS drop-offs too, but I don't have one local, so I have to go to Staples. After you drop off your package, it's going to be a return code. You get a, if you guys can see that, a $5 off with purchase of $25 or more. Your receipt of the return from Amazon. And you got the Civic over there. And then I'm just going to do my little shenanigans with fragrances and stuff. I always go to my local TJ Maxx and look for fragrances. And then just kind of smell them, see what they kind of smell similar to, and then make a video from that. Because I don't really have a lot of fragrance stores near me. I have to go kind of far, like 30 minutes away, 40 minutes away. And it can be a little bit of a pain. They didn't have too much. They had the same stuff that I was here for yesterday. So, yes. I come here very frequently looking for fragrances. That's kind of how I knock out my reviews once a day. But seems that they have yesterday. So usually I try digging through my collection to see what's a fragrance that I didn't review yet. And then I just go off by that. But now I'm going to go back home, knock out some laundry, and then start the detailing video. And I'm going to start with what I use, so stay tuned. Alright, laundry's done. I'm going to show you guys what I use as far as materials. A little hack of opening the hood right here. So here's the products that I use. Interior detail by Meguiar's. Meguiar's is a really good brand when it comes to interior detailing. Bizdel for the carpets. This is really good stuff. I got this at Big Lots a couple of years ago, I think, but it works really well, especially when it's keeping a good scent. And then I like using this stuff, platinum ice all over the seats when I'm done deep cleaning them. I got these at Ollie's. Ollie's has really good prices when it comes to that stuff. And then lastly, this is just a generic upholstery cleaner. It just leaves a very clean scent above of that lavender one, but this is for specifically carpets and upholstery. I like just using this on the seats. So now we're just going to be grabbing our bag. It should be back here somewhere. And we're going to start dumping stuff in it. That looks so close. Anyhow, I got it clean for the most part. It just really needs to be scrubbed down now. Most of the trash is out. It just needs to be vacuumed. So like those bottles are there. That random boot I gotta bring back to my house. And the boxes for shipping stuff. That's just a box full of Bible stuff. And yeah, that's it for the most part. A poorly executed day yesterday, but I pulled my carpets and I'm gonna use the Bizdel carpet cleaner that has a scent behind it to kind of neutralize the odor, because sometimes when you have a really dirty car, especially if you eat in it, it leaves a stench of all that food and stuff, and it can get very sour. So if you're like me, you're a mechanic, you like eating in your car and stuff and it's all greasy, this is probably something you want to do. Here's what I did. Yeah, the mats were pretty filthy, so what I did is I just grabbed my little power washer right there for the shower, and I just hit it through all across this. I'm gonna let it sit for a bit so it dries, and then I'm gonna start going in with I don't live local to anywhere to kind of hit these with a power hose, so I'm just doing them at home. And I'm just gonna hit it with this, use the scrubber against this, and then rinse them one more time and then let them dry. So I scrubbed those down really nice once. I know I said I was gonna do it twice, but I didn't feel like going through that because it gets messy, especially in a studio apartment. And I just left them outside hanging for a bit. Hopefully I'll give them like an hour or two of them dripping outside for a little bit. Bring them inside, see how they look when they're dry. By the ways, don't pay for vacuums when you're out getting your car washed. I just got charged $3 to vacuum a car, and it took like 2 minutes. Don't play that game. Don't play that game. All right, so the mat's finished drying. I'm gonna show you guys now the before and after. Well, the after now. Look how clean they ended up. They were pretty filthy in that video I showed you. The white lettering actually stood out more now. They're still a little bit stained, but I think with bleach I should be able to pick those back up. I'm gonna try that just with a little Q-tip. Pick it up with a little bit of bleach, but probably I don't want that to yellow either. But yeah, it's pretty clean, and this one looks absolutely fantastic too. And I just deep cleaned them. That's all I did. That's Big Dog right there. Whoop! He just wants to play ball all the time. And yeah, that's basically it. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang these up on a chair because the bottom end is still kind of wet. I don't know how my landlord feels about hanging stuff off windows, so we're not gonna do that. So we're just gonna hang these off chairs like this and just leave them tucked in so that they don't fall over. And then that's just gonna sit and dry. And that's it. Right, buddy? Yeah, and that's it. Try to see if you can get like some type of like oil spray. So I think I have one here with alcohol. And I think I might use either Pacific Chill. Just little tricks for you guys if you guys want your carpets to last longer and smell nicer on the inside. That's literally what I'm doing right now. So the proper way of doing this so you don't mess up your carpets is just go by the edges where it gets touched the least, because if you step them on here, the problem with that is you will stain this. So right across the edge is usually the perfect spot to go for. If you guys are watching this, this has literally been an add-on video for the past 2 days because it's been raining in Connecticut for the past day and a half. Now it just finally stopped raining. So tomorrow, when I'm on my break, I will show you guys how I wiped down my dashboard and cleaned through the hard crevices to reach to. Sorry about that. Damn, brother. Oh, like I was saying before, it's not that good of a day today. It's raining and stuff. Tired of it. At least warmer weather is coming by, but it's gonna be for like in a couple of days, so yeah. Well, I'm not gonna let the rain stop me for what I'm doing. So look at the mats, actually pretty damn solid for how I scrubbed them out, but they dried out really nicely. Not too bad at all. Like I said, you can actually see the FG logo now, so that's nice. So what I'm gonna do now is spray this down with the interior Maguire spray, and then when I'm done, I'm gonna use the detail spray and then spray that all over the seats. And then I'm probably gonna end up throwing the fabric cleaner all over the seats and then scrubbing them with these, and then going all through these crevices and stuff, and basically that's it. So the trick of when you do this is to spray it on here. If I knew how to open this, spray it on here first, but don't spray it directly on your plastics. You don't want to do that because putting this on that will stain it. But if you put it on your microfiber towel or any towel, it will disperse a lot better. So I scrubbed that all away. It looks good and stuff. I go here. So these small crevices, what I do is I just stick my finger in here and just go a little bit with your nail if you got a nail. But just make sure you're using the microfiber towel, obviously, so you don't scratch it. And just get in there, you know. Take your time with this. You don't have to go fast like I am. Take your time with it. You know, gunk stays in here. Boogies, you know, just random stuff that you do when you're driving gets all grossed up in here. So you want to make sure that you're getting through all the crevices. If you have to, drop the steering column. If there's a switch down here, boop, drop that. And get all up in here too, you know, just show your car the love that it deserves. because it takes you from point A to point B. And then when it comes to those small displays, if you put the detailer on here that I'm using by Meguiar's, it causes a glare and it can get pretty nasty. So what you can do is use glass cleaner. I highly suggest using glass cleaner to clean that in that display. At this point, you should have a pretty decent clean dashboard. What I'm gonna do now is start with the center console piece right here and just start really scrubbing it aggressively, because you have little marks like that on there. And here's where most of your junk collects from just throwing stuff in there. So I'm just going to really scrub this really hard. All right, so your next question is, how am I doing this? Well, I'm going to show you. This is a dish cleaner. Again, Dollar Tree is the magic when it comes to this stuff. And this fits perfectly within there to scrub within there, and then in here too. So that's going to look fantastic. I'm not going to vacuum that out. I'm just going to use this stuff over here. You can do this whole project with Dollar Tree stuff literally, and Ollie's too, as you can tell. So what I'm going to do is, you want to drench it in this carpet cleaner stuff. I've had this for so long at this point, it's just not there anymore. So drench it with that. Again, don't be too generous, but you know, be decently generous with it, you know. No, it's not made for this obviously, but it will get into the areas that you want it to, and it will degrease too. So we're gonna let that sit for a bit and then scrub a dub. See, scrub that like that, and it works really well, especially for the SI. See how that gunk is coming out, and then see how well it works. This works absolutely fantastic when it comes to cleaning, at least for this car. And then I have to obviously take out that cologne stuff and do the same thing. After you're done all of that, I just sprayed a little bit of the Meguiar stuff, and now I'm just drying it up. As you can tell, it did a pretty decent job when I did the scrub on with that Dollar Tree thing. So don't be ashamed of using Dollar Tree stuff. You'd be surprised how far it takes you. And then basically I just do the same thing. So in those pockets right there, I run that tool. In those little pockets right there, I run that tool a little there. And then on the edges, I just scrub it with a towel and the Meguiar stuff. And that's basically it. I'm going to show you next how to do the seats without any type of like vacuum or wet vacuum and stuff like that. And this is just how I clean it. So, oh, and do not forget in here too, I'm going to be using that same tool too. I just got to pick all this crap up, and I'll show you the after with that. We got a little oil change going on today. Oh, yeah, you see how good this tool works? Really well. It even gets behind the handle too. Shit! Also, when you're doing this too, make sure to get these areas, because from my experience, when people don't catch these areas, the secret is they rust. Like, they start rusting through those crevices and stuff. So you want to make sure you're cleaning those very well and keeping up with that. I'm telling you, this tool comes in clutch for the 3rd time in this video. So spray that in there. For the 3rd time, brother. Look at this. Hecking nice. And that's it for the most part. As you can tell, it's basically pretty clean. Most of it, what you're seeing right now, is kind of wear and tear on the car. It does have 200,000 miles, so it's not going to be perfect, but definitely a lot cleaner for what it was. Is that dirt? No, it's just scuffing. Well, please, I painted this. That's my shitty job. So it's clean overall. I just got to pull out the stuff from the back seat, but for the most part, it is pretty darn clean. And deep cleaning the seats will be another video. But yeah. So the making of this video took me 2 days. So if you're seeing things kind of off, it's kind of what happens when you're making videos and it's raining outside and you can't do certain things. Whatever. Let me know if you guys like this video. Drop a comment below what you think about the Honda Civic Si. My own Civic Si, you know. Tell me what you guys think. I'm curious on how you guys think. I love you guys, and that's the end of this video. And you already know, I love you and God loves you too. Peace out.